Hi there. Now, as model makers, there's one thing that we can't escape from, and that is lots of sanding. Whether you love it or loathe it, it's something that we have to do. And I'm just starting a project now where I'm going to make some wingtips, and I've got the old plastic nasty things here that I'm going to use as a template, and that's going to involve lots of sanding. This is for a Messerschmitt 109 that I'm refurbishing. You can see the wing here. Now, I just thought I'd do a very quick video and share with you how I make my own sanding sticks, and I find them really useful. You can make them different sizes, you can put different grits of paper on them, and cheap, replenish easily when you want to. I know there are some very, very good products on the market. They can be quite expensive, but they are very good. But if you've seen any of my videos, you'll know I quite like doing my own thing. I quite like building my own things and creating stuff. So I quite like doing my own sanding sticks. And the beauty of it is I can make them different sizes, like this round one here. Anyway, I'll move the camera around and we'll have a look at what I've got and how I make the sticks. Well, here's a selection of the sanding sticks that I use. When I first started making these, I would just make some quite small ones like this, which were fine for little detailed jobs. But I soon wanted something bigger, a little bit wider, so I could really sand, big areas and make sure it was flat, or doing leading edges on wings. Having something this size was really useful. And by having a number of different ones, I can have different grits, different types of paper, depending whatever I want. Now, originally I would stick just the sandpaper onto the wood with PVA or a liquid sort of paper, wood glue, like a school gum. But then I decided that it would be really useful if it just came off easy and then I could replace it. I know it's easy enough just to replace a bit of wood, but if I've got the wood here, I might as well reuse it. And so what I've done is I've been sticking it on with this tape and some PVA, and we can see on this one here, and in fact on these, you can see the blue tape just under the paper, the sandpaper. And when you're finished, which is why I'm doing this video, because I've finished with this, I want to put on some fresh 80 grit, which will help me take down a lot of the balsa off these wing tips, nice and coarse. So I'm going to replace this, and with the blue tape on it, you can just, once you get the edge lifted up, which I just use a knife to get that started. There we go. Once we've got that lifted up, that just peels off like that. Now I have to say, I have been using this for months, and there is no sign of it coming loose or lifting or anything. It's really secure, and that just comes off. That can be thrown away, and we can then just replenish it like that. This is, sorry I haven't said, this is Scotch. Can we read the label in there? Hopefully that's in focus. That's Scotch Blue. It's like a decorator's masking tape. It's lovely. I really like it for this kind of work. So we've put that on there, and then I put another thin strip down here, and I cut my piece of sanding paper like this, and then I just stick it on with some PVA. So I would trim these edges up just very quickly, and then I would just brush on some PVA and glue that on like that. Bit of plastic, and then I would use my trusty weights just to hold that in place, and I would probably give it a couple of days. I'd just put it on one side and forget about it until it's glued properly. Now I do exactly the same things with the circular sticks but to hold the sanding paper on, what I do is I put on the blue tape the same. I then put PVA onto the sandpaper, and then I actually roll it using plastic like this, and I roll it really tight in the plastic, and the plastic just holds it in place nice and tight. Elastic bands around it, and then that sets. When you do it in plastic like this, the PVA doesn't dry very quickly, and I probably left this 3 or 4 days just on one side, and until I was absolutely sure it had dried. But these round sticks are fantastic. So I'm going to get on now, and I will get this glued on. Well, we'll just leave that now for the glue to set. As you can see, it's a really simple process that works for me. I really like working like this. If it helps you, that's great. If not, no worries. But I just thought I'd share with you my technique for creating my own sanding sticks.